All right, we're set to get underway here on the home of the Flyers. The final day of the battle for Atlantis. Taking the basketball again, trying to draw first blood. Malachi Smith probing the lane, looking for Deuce, finds him, kaboom! Deuce, double team, kick out, Elvis, open three, good. 18-9, Dayton way up, got his own rebound, kicks it back to Mike, again for three. That one's no good, Malachi another rebound. He finds Tamati with the dunk. At 13, corner pump fake, Elvis comes back. Malachi throws it back, Koby, open three, good. To the high post, hands the ball off to Malachi Smith. Now Elvis pops out of the wing, pulls up, mid-range jumper is good. Now comes back to Hall, Hall out to Williams, passes in the corner, Gideon George for three, airballed, rebound run down by Dayton. Elvis in transition, got fouled. All tied at 64, 23.7 seconds to go. Malachi Smith, and he'll bring it up.
He won't have to, you're pretty much going to hold it until with about 10 seconds to go. And you probably want to go.
Down to 10 seconds in the shot clock. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Malachi driving. Oh, he got clobbered. He got absolutely clobbered. And he's holding his ankle.
November 25th, 2022, brutal. I mean, essentially our backcourt.
Honestly, it was kind of like a shock. I didn't know what to think. I just knew I couldn't get up right away.
It wasn't even more like pain. I think it was more like it happened again. So that when it just happened, man, it was bad. AG was talking to me, he just calmed me down.
Until Mike kind of came over, and I don't know if you've seen that picture. There's like a picture that they had in the Dayton News of Mike kind of like just like holding me. But yeah, until then he was just like, don't move, like you're good.
You know, Mally and Koby both go down in a matter of 10 minutes. And then the question is, first and foremost, are they okay? From a physical standpoint, to get them off the court, realize through an evaluation what the injuries are, and then formulate a short-term plan in what do we need to do in the next 12 to 24 hours to what do we need to do once we get back to the States. How do we transport? How do you, essentially, how do you create a process on the fly in the Bahamas to get them back as quickly and as safely as possible? So it was awful. I mean, no different than anybody else sitting at home watching on a couch, over Thanksgiving versus somebody in the stands, let alone, families are thousands of miles away and they're watching their sons both, have the injuries occur. How do you, communicate? How quickly can you communicate to let the families know that their sons are okay once, with the dust, so to speak, settles?
If you seen me at the back there, like I was walking around, like I was trying to get back onto the court. Like I was there, like I gotta at least watch them finish the game. I tried my best to be with them, but yeah, overall, like I had no time to really react until after the game. But it's so crazy because it was like maybe 5 minutes after Malachi, I'm watching the screen, I'm watching Malachi go down, and then he comes out. And then the both of us are just sitting there next to each other, looking at each other. And like, we're both like, I don't know, it's still shock. Like, like it's still like, who could picture, like who could have predicted like both of us getting hurt at the same time? And then I just remember like AG coming out and like, he kind of gave us like this look or like this, he gave us this feeling that it was like everything was gonna be okay though.
I don't think my parents was there in the Bahamas. I don't think they could have made it. But I think AG knew that, and he knew that I didn't have nobody behind me just watching me, or none of family or friends in there. So he came over and just probably said something my dad would say, just everything's gonna be all right, just relax. And once I said that, I just kind of definitely chilled out, relaxed, and I mean, it wasn't better, but it was definitely, the pain definitely went down. It was better than before than when it just happened, so.
Calm, assuredness. He's a coach, but in those moments, he's more like a father. In the presence of, it's bigger than the game of basketball, so he's got that ability to, calm is contagious, and that's what I think of when I think of coach in those situations.
I definitely called him for Father's Day, just to tell him he treated me like a son. I think I had to do that, just out of respect for what he done for me. He knew what I needed in that moment, and he definitely can't deliver with that.
I think that father figure type deal with AG, he's not just a coach, like there's more to that about him. So like with Mally and then with Koby Brea, like with me, he kind of just let us all know like, hey, like, yeah, like we want you to play, we want you to, be 100% healthy, but there's so much more to life than just basketball, and that's always been like his biggest deal. So him letting us know like, hey, like basketball, like you're hurt, take care of yourself, and like that stuff will come, which is something that's really huge from him.
Style begins here at Fischer Homes. Discover endless floor plan designs, including ranch style and 5-level options. Personalize your space at the Lifestyle Design Center and make your house a home. Cherish the design you'll call home with Fischer Homes.
And Koby, Elvis, is there any chance he plays in this tournament?
No, he's been ruled out of the tournament.
First of all, you look at St. Louis and you look at what happened in the Bahamas, and you just can't make that up. I mean, you talk about just being terribly unlucky. I mean, we're in the waning seconds of the St. Louis game and that contact injury occurred, and you're like, it's just, there's no way. You're like, there's like almost surreal to the point, like this is not happening for this young man again. There was major frustration and very understandable frustration. And then you look at what he did, you go through the stages of, literally almost the stages of grief. Once he's accepted it, in a very short amount of time, he's like, okay, what do I need to do to get back? What do I have to do each step along the way? What do I have to do for, not just from my personal standpoint, but what can I do to help contribute to the team? We made the decision he was not going to play in the A10 tournament based off of his injury and what that prognosis looked like. He needed more time.
Like I tried to play, but I had 2 braces. I don't know if it was just too awkward. Like I looked like Forrest Gump. I couldn't really move or do anything out there. So it was just like, yeah, like it was about time to just be like, hey, like let's try to get healthy. It's tough to go from playing to having it taken away from you. So obviously like that was in the back of my mind, but like I had to figure out a way to go from, hey, I have influence on the court with my presence, to now, how can I influence the team? So, if you saw me, like I just tried to be as encouraging as possible. I was probably the first person up, clapping on the bench, just trying to give guys like love and energy. And yeah, like just trying to be a positive and a good teammate to everybody when I was out.
He was extremely vocal in the locker room. He was cheering. If you go back and look at any of the film footage of him, just watch him on the bench, timeouts, coaching up kids, his teammates, coaching up guys during the course of the game, what he's seeing, he contributed. Meanwhile, he had his own personal stuff. He was able to shelf that, and then he was able to give to those guys who are out there and actually competing.
Yeah, Elvis and Brea and Mally, man, through all of this have been really great teammates. I think that's the thing that's impressed me the most, because it's very easy when those things happen to sit back and just, kind of disassociate yourself with the team and with the mission that you still have. I thought those guys did a great job of being present, for their teammates and continuing to try and help them win through that tournament. But then also even the things that that as the summer's gone on that maybe they weren't a part of as they're still coming back in their return to play. I thought they were great of, being great teammates and continue to encourage guys to keep getting better and do the things that they could do with what they were given physically.
So right now, I'm basically full go. Since I stopped, that was when my rehab was really it was really ramped up. So I was doing a bunch of BFR. I was doing a bunch of weight stuff with Casey, just trying to strengthen my legs, strengthen my quads, and stretching to kind of build that range of motion and stuff like that. But now it's kind of died down a little bit now that I'm able to play and go through everything, but it's kind of similar. I'm still meeting with Mike to make sure I'm taking care of my legs, taking care of my knees, and trying to just stay as healthy as possible. Mike Mulcahy is just a blessing on and off the court, on and off practices, whatever it is. It's deeper than basketball with Mike, and I think that's what makes it I think that's what makes his influence and his passion so genuine. Just my 3 years now knowing Mike, he's been great because I came in with my ankle injury, so I spent tons of time with Mike, and I think before I even got here, he memorized my birthday. He knew my mom's name, my parents' name, just by heart. He goes above and beyond to kind of just know little things about people, and he's so genuine. Every time I go back home, he's, hey, how's home? Stuff like that, just makes Mike such a great and unique person. Casey's role in the rehab, it'll go back to Casey and Mike, because those two are always bouncing back and forth, and they always are doing research and trying to learn and grow and kind of so that they can help us and help us get healthy. But Casey is basically the guy behind putting on all the muscle, all the weight, all the all the hard stuff in the weight room. Casey's there day in and day out, and his role has been extremely hard because he has to be with me all the time. He has to be with me all the time in the weight room, but he plays all day, but when he needs to be serious, he's very serious. And he's very loving and kind and genuine, but he also knows when and to push buttons and when to be stern and serious. And yeah, that's Casey in a nutshell.
With all the guys, but in particular with Elvis, just a maturity about the day-to-day process. If it was as simple as show up to weights, show up to the training room, check the box and go home, anyone can do it. But I think it's really what we try and do here, as a staff, is really teach these guys habits, and his ability on the day-to-day to take back, to sit back and kind of analyze what do I need to do better. I think early on, just like in any kind of relationship, I think the ability to take maybe some criticism of what you need to be doing better, and then instead of just saying yeah, got you, versus all right, let me take a step back and look at what can I be doing more. I think he's done a much better job of that. Yeah. How we doing? Thanks for coming. Yep.
Casey and Mike always, I don't know if y'all know this, before games, we always go, we have specific handshakes with certain coaches. Mike will always tell me, right guy, right job, stuff like that, little things like that, to kind of just give me confidence and kind of help me get onto the court. Especially when I coming back, Casey and Mike understand how much we love the game and how frustrating it is to go from being completely healthy to having an injury like that, and then to come back on the court and just not feel like yourself, so they understand, and they kind of give us little nuggets all the time to kind of just help us try to be the best version of ourselves whenever we come back. I'm like extremely confident in like where my body's at and the work that I've kind of put in with Mike and with Casey to kind of get myself into this position. I went 4-2, I felt great playing for the first time. It was a little awkward at first, but I felt like over time, I kind of realized like I'm a little stronger than before. I feel like I know how to use my body a little better than more and stuff like that. So I'm extremely excited for this upcoming season.
Hey, way to work, yo, way to work, let's get it. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
After that first game, like, just it was what it was. Like, I was just extremely grateful towards them because Mike and Casey were with us through every step of the process, you know, like going to the hospital, getting MRIs, like going to the doctor. Like if we need to go to the doctor or anything, Mike's there, he's with us. He basically sleeps there with us if we have to stay there overnight. Casey's literally with us every day, trying to help us build our strength, trying to get us on a good schedule to eat and stuff to kind of help build our bodies back up. So like, I had to do my best to just try to let them understand, even if it's a little fraction of just how grateful I am towards them. Even like Coach Grant, Coach Kane, those guys, like they gave me books to read, stuff like that. So I was just trying to do my best to just express to everybody in that room, and let them understand like, hey, I am, you know, truly grateful towards you guys. So it just felt great to like, I don't know, just play again, to kind of feel like yourself again. Because last couple of years, I just felt like just been super injury, like prone, like stuff just kind of just not gone my way. To get on the court and just not have a brace, you know, to not feel like there's extra weight on me, feel restricted. Just felt great. It's just awesome to be able to just try to play the brand of basketball that I understand, that I know how to play and be confident with myself, stuff like that. And then also like the team just gave me a lot of confidence too, so it was great.
To see just pure joy and to see guys feel that confidence again, to be able to go out and do what they love, there's nothing better. So, you know, those are the moments, you know, that make, you know, all the other sacrifices that you make throughout the year worth it. So I'm excited, you know, to see those guys get dressed up and get out there this year.
So the injury was I had stress fractures on both my tibias. I had grade 3 stress fractures on both of them. It was an injury I kind of really didn't know about, and I've had it like for a long time now, maybe since even high school. So I was just playing, and it just continuously got worse. I thought it was something like a muscle issue, so I wasn't really like paying too close attention to it. I was like, I'll be fine, whatever. Then it wasn't until we did like the x-rays and MRIs and everything that they kind of like figured out what I had going on. Then last summer we tried to go the non-surgical route, and then that didn't really do much. So just played throughout the season. I wanted to be out there with my team. I wanted to play. You know, basketball is my love, so just wanted to do anything possible to be out on the floor. And then after the season, it just came to like, you know, we got to make a decision, and we felt like doing the surgery was the best route. So.
Koby Brea, God love him, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I mean, he's been through multiple injuries, and last year was probably the absolute toughest for him. He played the majority of the season with bilateral stress reactions into stress fractures in his tibias. Multiple imaging diagnostics were done over the course of time, lots of consultations, and he competed with a tremendous amount of fortitude in order to be able to go out there and do what he did day in and day out. He wore bone stimulators on his legs. He did every treatment you could possibly imagine, from dry needling to ultrasound to massage to cold laser to, I mean, we were in the gamut of everything. He, ultimately at the end of the season on April 6th, he had rods put in both of his tibias. Not a simple surgery, something that was extremely invasive. The idea was to take the stress off his tibias. Successful surgery. However, I think about this bilateral, both tibias, he had rods put into both of his tibias. Very, very, very tough recovery. Not just initially, he was in a wheelchair because he couldn't walk.
Yeah, it was crazy just because, I never thought I'd be in a wheelchair, but I was on it for 4 weeks. And after that, I was on crutches for 2 weeks, and then I finally got walking. And I feel like that was just a big process for me, not only physically, but mentally, just because the things I had to battle with myself every day, just, being able to it'd be hard to get on my bed, get off my bed and stuff like that. So it's just little things that you take for granted, but until you're put in that position, you don't really see how those little things aren't valued as much. So it definitely let me see things from a different perspective.
Yeah, I mean, he's had horrible luck. I mean, first time it happened was in September. We were doing some skill instruction. He did, I believe at that point in time was his right ankle. That was September 12th. Then October 14th, we're doing a drill in practice, and he did his other ankle. He rehabbed the first ankle, came back from the September injury, was just getting back to it. And it was a freak play where someone was defending him. We were running press offense, and he stepped on the teammate's ankle and rolled his other ankle. Meanwhile, he's taped and he's got support on it, but that prevents it to a certain extent. Worked his way back from that, and then we get to the Bahamas. He's playing and he's still working through rehab day in and day out, but he's cleared for functional and to actually compete. And lo and behold, he drives the baseline at the end of the half, and he turns the ankle he turned in September. So he'd had some issues ongoing off and on prior to, and he's really worked at rehabbing, strengthening them between the athletic training room, between the weight room, and doing a lot of just proprioception, a lot of balance, a lot of strengthening of the ankles. And then that was pretty much it, for a long period of time. Worked his way back. We discussed different treatment options, what we could or couldn't do, and ultimately he decided, we're going to continue to keep playing into the season. And we got to St. Bonaventure, and ball in the corner, loose ball, and he gets rolled up on the outside of his ankle. Just a freak basketball play. And I just feel like his ankles have magnets for gravity and contact. So we're in the hallway of Bonaventure, go through the evaluation, and he's done for that game. Works his way back, and ended up finishing the season. End of the season, it was determined the best thing for him to do would be to have ankle surgery.
When I got hurt in Bahamas, I could have got surgery right there and redshirted through the rest of the year. But me and my family came up with a decision that we're just gonna go through it, toughen it out, and then after the season, just immediately get the surgery. So I went with that route just to play through the season. I wanted to play with my teammates and just be on the court and have fun, because that's just what I do, is just basketball. And then after the season, I got the surgery, and it was just long overdue. I just couldn't wait I can't wait to feel normal again, just my ankles and just moving how I want to move. So the surgery was long overdue, and I'm glad I already got it. So we're already making progress already.
Style begins here at Fischer Homes. Discover endless floor plan designs, including ranch style and 5-level options. Personalize your space at the Lifestyle Design Center and make your house a home. Cherish the design you'll call home with Fischer Homes.
You're not only the guy trying to make sure he's got full range of motion, but also trying to make sure that his head is right too. I mean, how do you handle that?
Acknowledge it. I mean, it's like the elephant in the room. We talk about the personal health, you talk about the physical health, you talk about mental health. It's all it's health. And I think that's just is equally important, that to be able to have those conversations and you let them say what they need to say. It's okay to be mad, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be frustrated, and it's okay to be happy. It's okay to go through all of those emotions, the worst thing you can do is not let someone feel, hey, I need you to feel happy today. I need you to feel sad today. No, just be, and be able to articulate and generate those conversations, because you're gonna get a lot more out of the rehabilitation process if you can acknowledge how you're feeling, deal with how you're feeling, good, bad, or indifferent, you'll make progress.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard just going through surgery, and especially two. So I think every day, Mike and the trainers and the coaches made sure I was good. They was checking on me and telling me to stay positive, just like my family would do, my parents would do, and they know that they're not here. So they did a good job just keeping me level-headed. You know, I was just by myself, just me and Koby Brea here, just and nobody else really, and then the coaches really made sure we felt comfortable. Me and Koby been friends since, I don't even know, probably like 4th, 5th grade, so I already know him, he know me, I know his family. We all know each other, so just knowing what we've been through from our childhood and then definitely now, we know that we got each other's back. I know that's my brother, so no matter what, he's gonna have me and I'm gonna have him, so that was a good feeling. Even though he was going through it, we both was going through it, so that was it wasn't good, but it was just better than being by myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's my brother, you know, and like, just going through this whole process has only made us a lot closer, even closer than we already were. So just knowing that every day I come into the training room, I'm gonna have somebody going through the same thing as me, you know, we're gonna be going through it together. And, you know, like, the whole process is hard, you know, it's a really long process. I remember before going into our surgeries, like, we were both, like, really scared, and we would just keep telling each other, like, just imagine how good it's gonna feel when we get past this, you know, like, when we're back on the court 100%, playing, doing what we love to do. So I think that's just been the biggest thing for us, just keeping that end result in mind.
Some days, you know, he might be down, some days I might be down. You know, we always try to make each other laugh every day. Just making sure that we all both have positive energy. Somebody's down, somebody's high, so we just make sure we flip that role.
Yeah, I think since day one that they've arrived, I've seen that. Obviously, they didn't come at the same time, but you know, they're both same age, birthdays on the same day, born in the same hospital. Kind of crazy story, but there's definitely a connection and a camaraderie that was there present before that. I think that's only kind of been enhanced as, you know, they've had to spend a lot of time in adversity in similar ways together.
They were together. I mean, they were rehab brothers. They were basically roommates in the dorm together. They were together all the time. I mean, Koby Brea knew Malachi's rehab. Malachi knew Koby Brea's rehab and what they were doing, what exercises, what was next. They can finish each other's sentences. And when one was having a bad day, the other one would pick the other one up. And there were a lot of times, there were a lot of laughs, a lot of things I can't share with you. On this, there were a lot of days that were in the athletic training room where they were cutting up and they were motivating each other and they were basically heckling and harassing me in a good way, in a very good way. But they would feed off of each other in a very positive energy. They would basically create an environment that, you know, would motivate them to, I don't know the right way to articulate this. They were brothers. They were brothers. I mean, they'd rib each other, they'd give each other a hard time, and they would motivate each other. And I mean, at the end of this, when Koby Brea took his first walk from the CAC back to Caldwell, back to the apartments, Mally pushed his wheelchair because Koby Brea wasn't in it. But he was with them literally each step of the way. And Koby the same for Mally. And Mally had one ankle and the other ankle, but he was able to bear weight. He's on a scooter, you know. But watching Mally push an empty wheelchair, if you will, back over to Caldwell, I mean, that sort of was the epitome for me of what they mean to each other.
One thing that's really helped me, I told me and Koby Brea this, just like one day, every day to get a little bit better. Just no matter if it's a 10%, 1%, 100%, just get a little bit better no matter what. And then after time, you're gonna see the growth. So that's been, ever since I started my rehab and my surgery, I just wanted to, I just keep telling myself that every day, just 1% better every day.
My biggest motivation is kind of just like thinking about how I'm gonna come out of this, like thinking about everything I went through this summer, the past summers, and just thinking about how good I'm gonna feel, just to finally be able to play without being in pain and stuff like that. So just I say that, and I mean for sure, like Mally said, getting 1% better every day, because the biggest thing for me has just been just taking everything day by day, just knowing that every day is not gonna be the same. Some days are gonna be a little harder than others, and just being patient with myself. So something I go by is like God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. So just thinking about that phrase whenever I'm going through it or whatever, and just knowing that like I'm doing this for a reason. Like he wants me to be where I'm at right now, and everything I gotta do just keep doing it. So. Man, Mike has been a blessing. He's honestly been a blessing. Just the amount of time that he puts into me and the other guys as well, and just how bad like he wants it for us. Like you could tell it's really genuine. Like he really wants us to make it out of like whatever injury we're going through. And he'll come on the weekends, like whenever he needs to, like whatever he has to do to help us like be in the best position possible, he's gonna do it. And that's something like I'll never take for granted from him. Right after surgery, just like waking up from the anesthesia and everything and just seeing his face there, like him alongside with my family and everybody, and he just got a big smile, like I don't know what's really going on and everything. I'm just waking up, but he's just there, like happy and like just happy that everything went well and super supportive, and like, little things like that, it means a lot to me. So.
Yeah, Casey is one of those guys who gives you tough love. I think every young man needs that. Usually when he told me when I got my surgery, when we started working out, he doesn't want to just get straight to it. He wants to just take my time, work on, strengthen what I got to strengthen on. Usually I've just been working on the other leg I haven't got my surgery on, or my upper body. And every day, he's been trying to get my energy up, trying to like just say, don't pout, it's over with, got to move on. So, like Casey's one of those guys who give tough love, and I think I needed that too, just because I didn't have nobody. Like I said, I didn't have nobody here, and everybody was just giving me positive energy, and he was giving me positive energy, but in a different way, and I think that's what woke me up.
I mean, first of all, Casey's a special dude, but I think just like with him, like the accommodations that he's made, like between like me and my injury and everything, like throughout the season, I remember he would help a lot in like doing a lot of specific things that would help me continue to improve, but it wouldn't hurt my injury, like make it worse or anything like that. And then ever since the surgeries, like a big part has been like gaining my strength back with my legs, and he's done a like phenomenal job of doing that while doing it the right way, without causing any harm to my injury and everything like that. So when we're in the weight room and we're getting to work, he's all over the place, he's loud, he's trying to bring the best out of you. But it's just those little conversations like after the weight room work where we're just kind of like one-on-one individual, and like he's kind of just telling me about like what we need to do like going forward, and he's just showing how much he really cares and how like he wants to do this the right way, and just not put me in any harm, and help me just to get to like where I need to be. And those like little conversations, I feel like they help a lot because it helps you understand like what you're going through and what you need to do. So.
Yeah, man, I mean, that's coaching. If it was as simple as here's the sets, here's the reps, go do it, I'd probably do something else. It's just the same thing with basketball. If it's as simple as, hey, play man-to-man and push a ball screen and just be done with it, anyone would be out here. Not to say that what I'm doing is the best way or the right way or the wrong way. I think just in order to be successful, or in order, what I love about this job is finding those wins and those things that'll help, get guys to see what they're trying to accomplish is on the other side what we're trying to do. So, for me, it's some guys, need a hug, some guys need a foot in the ass, some guys need something different every single day. But I think the more we spend time, with each other, coach and athlete, I think the trust kind of builds, and I feel like, and I hope they know, at the end of the day, my goal, isn't necessarily to have, the biggest bench or squad or whatever for these guys. It's more, we want to raise banners, and I think they get that. I think they appreciate that over time, And it's not always easy. It's not always colorful, and there's definitely times where, we're challenging each other for that. But I think at the end of the day, we have the same goal. So I think that's what it's all about.
Yo, Malachi, things don't always go as planned. That's just the game, man. You put everybody on watch last season, bro. But you can't be just as good this year. You gotta be better. Setbacks happen, but you got the right team to get you back. Back on the floor. Back to being the heart of this team. You gotta be smarter. You gotta be stronger. So welcome back, Mally. Don't be just as good as last year, Malachi. Don't be just as good as me. Be better. Go get him, little bro.
I'm finally back. I'm finally cleared. Ready to go. Ready to have a good season. I've been working out, extra work in the gym by myself. Full go with practice, and finally competing with my team. Yeah, I think it was a lot of ups and downs. My nerves are kind of all over the place. Just being back on the court, not playing since March. I think I was a little timid, just kind of wanted to ease my way in. But the coaches put some trust in me, like I'm good. Mike put some trust in me, my trainer. And after that, I was a full go. Yeah, it felt good just playing basketball. I think I took that for granted, just being on the sideline. But being on the court, just making reads and doing what I love to do, it felt good, Just making good passes, doing my little celebrations that I do, getting other players involved, it felt good.
So I'm finally back on the court. I'm doing skill workouts on my own now, doing all the regular weight room stuff with the whole team. And right now it's really just, me getting back into playing basketball, getting my shot right, my footwork right, getting my conditioning back and all that. And I'm just hoping that, in the near future, I'll be able to join the team and, go from there.
To follow up on that, Maddie Barnes sent me a video this morning, and I want you to just, as you're sitting here, and you can hold the phone, watch that. Tell me, what does that feel like, watching that, knowing everything you've gone through, to be able to see that video?
Man, it honestly, it brings so many different emotions, just because, you in that moment, and you're just working, and then afterwards you're kind of just like, man, I really just did that, and it's you start to think about the whole process along, 4 or 5 months now, where you didn't really know would this day come, so just to see it happen and experience it and everything, I can't even put it into words, man, honestly. It makes me get a little emotional.
I knew this before this, but I don't think there's been a better visual throughout this journey. Koby Brea loves basketball. I think he loves basketball above everything else, almost too much, but that's what makes you great. I think, anyone else who didn't love the game the way that he does, I think they'd be like, all right, I've had enough. I just say, he's continued to fight through. We talked earlier about, everyone looks at something and says, all right, you have a procedure done. It's 4 to 6 months, it's 2 to 3 weeks, whatever the timeline is, and they see this picture in their mind of it's just gonna go like this in this straight linear fashion. But you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, whether you're healthy or not. I think his ability to keep the main thing, and the perspective overall has been really encouraging for me. And I'm excited to see where he comes out on top of the other end.
My hunger is on another level right now, just because I've been out for so long. This is the longest I've been out. And just I use this as motivation, basketball is my love. And I just can't wait to be out there with the team and, play in UD Arena and do all those great things, so. that day, that was my first time doing a layup, like one of my first times like jumping off the ground on the basketball court. And it's like, I felt good, man. I was like, at first I was really shaky, like the off one stuff, I'm like, damn, I gotta get used to this again. But it's like when you got your team around you and like, you know that they all got your back and everything and they kind of just hyping up the moment, I'm like, you know what, let me try to get up one time. And it went well, so.
It's fulfilling. It's why you do it. You know, that's the long winter nights when you're driving home. That's why you do it, the kids. But at the end of the day, he did the work. At the end of the day, he went through the process. At the end of the day, he had to listen and trust. He is the one who created the opportunity to play basketball again. All we do is create the environment. Casey and I create the environment for you to be healthy in. At the end of the day, they fix their body. They fix themselves, if you will. We help them in that process. And to be a small part of that process, yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's like an unbelievable gift. But I look at that and think too of, it's appreciated, the recognition's appreciated, but he did the work. It was him who did what he needed to do, just like Koby, just like Malachi, just like anybody else. I mean, the day in and day out stuff we have. If they don't buy in, if they don't show up, if they come in not ready to work, whether it's on the court, in the weight room, or in the athletic training room, they're not getting everything they need to get out of it. So for me, yeah, it was awesome, 1,000% awesome, and a wonderful human being. But at the end of the day, it's not me, it's not Casey, it's not Coach, it's the kids.